And a good Tuesday night for you, wherever you are across the country. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to LSRTV, the home of sim racing, as tonight it is a little bit of a different racing atmosphere, different for us announcers as well as the coverages. It is going to be TA2 Cadillacs and the TA1 Corvettes in their finale at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course in the Buckeye State of Ohio. It is all part of coverage of iRacing virtual style on LSRTV. Good evening, I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is the new broadcast for iRacing, Jordan Studebaker. And Jordan, we currently have about less than 18 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. But man, these are some sharp cars as they make their way around the road course. Cadillacs and Corvettes, some of the cars we wish we drove when we were younger.
And I still wish, because I'm still young, and they do look fine indeed. Very sharp cars, as you said, and hope they perform well tonight.
They certainly are, bud. We are watching some of these drivers on the racetrack and making qualifying runs. These beautiful looking Corvettes, as we see them all on the speedway, Mid-Ohio Valley the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. Truly something unique to watch here as we see these awesome cars making their way around the road course. And, you know, I only get to see road courses a couple of times a year for as far as, you know, broadcasting for like NASCAR for the road courses at Watkins Glen and of course, Sonoma. But to see road course racing and see the resurgence that it has now in the virtual world of iRacing, something that is new to you, Jordan. This is just another one of the cool entities that they have created in this simulation sport.
Yeah, indeed. Can't say I've ever been to a real life road course, actual race. Kind of walking the line with my father, but I've never actually seen a race happen.
Yeah. We're looking at qualifying here right now. We're getting right in the middle of our 40-minute session. We're halfway through it, about 15 minutes remaining on the clock, or 16 minutes or so. And right now, the man, Theodore Burns, is at the top of the board, a 16.89. They're coming around the racetrack, and the last time of speed is 1:19.72, but the best lap is an 18. That's 1 minute, 18 seconds. 0.138. Again, it's about a 1 minute and 20 seconds, almost 80 seconds to get around this race course. And again, 20 minutes less remaining on qualifying, and then they're going to have a 20-minute feature. That's all they get to run, Jordan, is a 20-lap feature. That might be the equivalent of less than 10 laps, if that much, when they run that feature here later tonight.
Indeed, with less laps means definitely more stress to make it up to the front.
As they watch their way coming off the corner, we're on the final 15-minute segment of these qualifying. It's going to be Burns out in front, as we've got Burns and Mains also on the speedway. Looking at here, Garrett Mains, the 81 has pulled off. You're right in on board now with the number 21, and that's Jason Frank. Jason Frank is currently now 10th on the scoring list. He's in a Corvette, and that is one of the TA1 cars, the TA1 category prototypes, and they are a lot faster than the Cadillacs, Jordan.
Yeah, they are, but speed doesn't exactly mean everything. You got to play everything smart as well.
So we're going to see how these drivers make their way around the racetrack. We're coming up on about under 14 minutes now in this qualifying session. And again, it's something new for those that are joining us here of iRacing as well as on the LSRTV, the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. We're ready to go. The ETI entry. And of course, there is the ETE Reman sponsor. We are glad to have ETE Reman. They do an awesome job in remanufacturing, and we will be mentioning them several times. There is their car, their house car, Jacob M. Williams in car number 32. And what do you know, Jordan? He has crashed into the barrier, but I think he's just retiring back to the pit area. So no harm, no foul on 32. But again, ETE Reman, one of the sponsors of our broadcast on LSR TV. Number 10, riding on board with him, that's Mark Miller. Mark Miller in the number 10 car as he makes his way around the speedway in his Chevrolet. That's a Cadillac. The Cadillac coming off the corner. as we watch this beautiful Procure number 10 machine going through the lefts and the rights and the S's and the turns. Pretty cool to see here, Jordan.
It is indeed. Road courses tend to be more difficult than just left turns.
Well, I'll tell you what, we just mentioned ETE Reman just a moment ago. We've got about 13 minutes left to go in our qualifying session here for Mid-Ohio Sports Course. So let's thank them directly with a sponsor commercial. We'll be back with more coverage live on LSRTV, your home of sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300. Each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Just under 10 minutes in qualifying remaining here for this event from the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. Again, the prototypes of TA2 Cadillacs and TA1 Corvettes here on the LSR TV programming. Wesley Outland, Jordan Studebaker alongside. Garrett Maines has now, Jordan, moved up to the top spot. 1:18.025. That's 1 minute, 18 seconds, and 1:18.25. Again, the driver of Maines going to the top of the board, and he just blistered Theodore Burns' time. Maines, Burns, French, Leonard, Williams currently are your top 5. As something else that will help you out as well. If you see the blue and the yellow on the top of the screen, yellow represents Corvettes. The Corvettes are in yellow. The Chevrolet Corvettes are in yellow. The Cadillacs are in blue. And ironically, Jordan, there is more Cadillacs in the field than there are Chevrolet Corvettes.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the reasoning behind that is. Maybe just preference or actual performance, but we'll definitely see on which one performs better.
But I didn't realize this, Jordan. You're a Corvette connoisseur. You really like these cars. As a matter of fact, during our commercial break, thinking ETE Reman, you even said, man, those are the C7 prototypes.
Yeah, they look like the C7s simply because of how short they are compared to other versions of them. But I don't know if they're C7s or a few years before that, like the C5 or something, because the backs look very like early 210s. So I don't really know.
Across the line, it's Mans. Mans is the man that's leading the way. Garrett Mans in the, is it Mans or Mains? I'm going to say it's Mans. Garrett Mans in the 23 car. Again, he is in a Cadillac of all things, top of the board in that number 17 is James French. We're watching him there battle alongside another one of those Cadillacs as they come across the line. The 17, that is a Corvette, and that is James French in the, no, wait a second. I think I got it backwards. So the Corvettes are yellow. The Cadillacs are blue. My apologies on that. So, yes. Am I correct, producer? Yes, that's what it is. So I had it backwards at first. My bad. So, yeah. Actually, there is more Corvettes than there are Cadillacs, Jordan Studebaker. But
no. Leslie.
Oh, okay.
Snapchat.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have yellow for the Corvettes. Am I correct,
yeah.
producer?
Yeah.
And we have blue for the Cadillacs. And there are a lot more Cadillacs that are here instead of the Corvettes. So the Corvettes are actually in the top 5.
Yeah, the Corvettes maintained a top 1 through 5. Let's see if they can keep their title up there.
Yes, thank you, Jordan. Jordan even got me here. He said, yes, Wesley, yellow is the Corvettes. The Cadillacs are blue. So for sure, that's exactly right. So again, there is more of the Cadillacs than there are the Corvettes, but the Corvette cars are really hauling the mail. And as you said, these are the prototype Type 1 TA cars, Jordan. So that's why they're really a lot faster than the Cadillac cars. Why would you prefer a Cadillac over a Corvette?
I prefer a Corvette over a Cadillac. I simply like Corvettes looks better than the Cadillacs.
So we are watching them as they get ready for this final 6 minutes of practice right now, or qualifying. They are currently right now under a qualifying session. We came live on the air on LSRTV with the final 20 minutes of this qualifying run. Qualifying consists of 40 minutes, and then they turn around and they come out on the track for a 20-minute feature. A 20-minute feature is their race limit. As we see down the number 44, the field's entry on the racetrack. And, man, I'm loving these cars, Jordan. These are really, really cool, dude.
Yeah, I really like the spoilers on them. I have a thing for spoilers. They look cool and they perform well.
Garrett Mains will go back to the top again of the 23 car. He's leading the way in that yellow Corvette. You've got Corvettes in the top 5 with Mains, Burns, French, Leonard, Williams, and Miller. That's, again, Garrett Mains in 23, Theodore Burns in 81, James French in the 17, Donnie Leonard in 26, which those two cars are off racetrack, Jacob Williams on course in 5th in the 32. And those are your top 5. Then you have Mark Miller, 6th. He's the first Cadillac in the field, including also Lawrence Loshak, Nick Heems, Derek Kulak, and Jason Frank. Those cars are on the track except for Lawrence Loshak on the track. He's behind the wall, and this final session rolls on as we watch the Rollman's number 19 entry of Nick Heems. And here comes Loshak. He'll be ready to come back on the racetrack. He just lights up again. But there's that beautiful Cadillac number 19. Nick Heems on the racetrack. And again, road course racing, Jordan, something different than what you called last night with dirt in a circle.
Yeah, definitely.
Watching the Pennzoil number 5, that Cadillac coming off the corner. There's Lawrence Loshak, who I was talking about, referring to. We're coming upon 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. It is, again, the RRI Racing program. Again, it's presented by ETE Reman, and this is their championship finale. I believe this is the last race of the season for them here tonight at Mid-America. This is, again, the RRI Racers Racing program, again, preparing for Racers Racing iRacing. And if I remember correctly, Cody, producer in my ear, if you want to let me know this or not, these are actually real racers of road courses that are actually running in this event tonight at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. These are real Jordan road course racers that actually do this iRacing program on a weekly basis, and this is their finale. It's a 20-minute race. It's the last race of the season here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. And again, you're checking it out right here tonight on LSRTV. What do you think, bud? Look at these cars. I love look at the Old Glory car.
Yeah, I was just looking at that as well. It's very well made.
What was you saying, buddy? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a very well made car, like paint scheme.
Beautiful looking machine for sure. The USA colors of Old Glory. And by the way, while we acknowledge Memorial Day, for Memorial Day weekend, we have this event going on. It is Memorial Day this upcoming weekend. We acknowledge our military, and I just think it's really cool that we have that military USA Old Glory car right there on display for sure. So again, coming up on the final 2 minutes of qualifying, 2 minutes remaining of qualifying here, and then we will have the field set to go for a 20-minute feature, a 20-minute feature that'll be coming up here. And again, we are glad you're along for the ride here, of course, with the great folks at LSRTV with the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Series presented by ETE Reman. Remanufacturing transmissions. They do a fantastic job, and again, we appreciate them not only doing what they do for LSRTV, but they are our proud sponsor of this Racers Racing iRacing series. So Jordan, we're coming up on the final less than minute and 10 seconds of practice here at qualifying. What do you think we've seen so far is going to be kind of like the feature coming up in a minute for 20 laps?
Definitely see Corvettes maintaining all top 5. I don't think a single Corvette has managed to take 5th at all, and maybe it'll stay that way. We'll see.
So the time is running out, 39 minutes and 15 seconds, 45 seconds remaining here in this qualifying run. So if you want to put a good lap down, you better do it now, as those drivers are again making their way around the race course here, of course. Coming up on the final 30 seconds, less to roll. Again, it is Maines, Burns, French, Leonard, Williams, the top 5 right now in this qualifying. 15 seconds remain. As soon as the clock hits 40 minutes, the qualifying session will come to an end, and they'll reset for the feature. 20-minute time limit as it's about to tick away here. Let's take a quick step away. We'll thank our sponsor, ETE Reman, real quickly, and we will get ready for the feature next on LSR TV. back here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. Welcome, race fans in the virtual world of iRacing. This is LSRTV, the home of sim racing. I'm Wesley Outland, joined with Jordan Studebaker, Will Duvall, and Cody Wooten behind the scenes on the production side of things. And ETE Reman presents the championship race in the Racers Racing iRacing program, as there is a race within a race. Jordan, we just found out during timeout as qualifying is concluded. We're getting ready for the 20-minute feature that it will be the prototypes of the Cadillacs and the Corvettes. They're racing amongst a race through the field, obviously, of the 19 starters, but there's also a manufacturer's championship up for grabs to see who was the best, Cadillacs or the ovals of Corvettes. We'll see what happens here as the field is getting assembled for this race. It will be, again, 20 laps, 20 minutes. I'm assuming they're going to reset the clock there because I know it is saying 1:15 and the field hasn't even got assembled yet. So I'm thinking they're probably going to reset the start clock and they're going to race for 20 hard minutes. Jordan, we basically came on the air with almost about 20 minutes left to go in the qualifying session. How many laps do you think we're going to see when these guys drop the green for real here in a few moments for this 20-minute race?
I don't know. Seeing how there was, it didn't look like they ran through a lot of laps, but I feel like they got a decent amount of laps, and I feel like it's going to be around the range of about 30, 40 laps, maybe.
Well, the iRacing safety car, the beautiful looking pace car Porsche, is about to lead the field here around the racetrack. Let's give you your starting lineup for this race as it's on the top of the left of your screen. The lineup again for 20 minutes on the clock. Fast qualifier, Garrett Maines from Virginia, 1:17.861. Theodore Burns will be alongside in row number 1. James French will start third in the 17, and Donnie Leonard, Jordan, will start fourth in row number 2. I was going to let him throw out row number 3 and 4, but I guess he hasn't caught on to that. Jacob Williams will start in the Ohio native in 5th position. Greg Palmer will start 6th out of the Midwest. Then you've got Russ Lundberg and Mark Miller. The rest of the rundown here as we get ready for the field to come to a start. And the green flag about to come in the air. We are racing virtual style, the championship in the Racers Racing iRacing Championship from Mid-Ohio is underway. Roaring their way up the hill, into the corner. Maines, the quick man, the quick qualifier, and quickly, Jordan, he has got a jump on the pack of Burns, French and Company in the early going.
He did indeed. Let's see if he can keep it.
20 minutes are on the clock. 20 minutes is all they got. This is the championship race. This is the finale, correct, Cody? This is the last race of the year. This is the championship as we're watching these drivers fight and claw their way. Corvette cars pulling away from the pack. Not anymore now. Look at this. I'm very surprised you've got now the driver Hill has moved into the lead. Tennyson Hull. Oh, I'm sorry. It is still Garrett Maines leading the way. There's a score error there. Hull and Eli are not on the racetrack. It's still Garrett Maines the leader as they come off the corner. So again, Garrett Maines and the top 7 are all Corvettes. Jordan, your favorite cars as they roar through the corners and the S's over there.
Indeed, the Corvettes have proven to be coming out strong, leaving the Cadillacs in the dust for sure.
Off the corner, Maines is the man that's leading the charge here. Maines, French, Burns, Leonard, Williams. It's 20 minutes. 20 minutes on the clock here for this race as we watch this battle here. As we watch this battle coming off the corner, look at them as they fly by. You're right in on board now. Look at the 21 car. He comes down the straightaway. Jason Frankie just moved up 1 position. One driver that I'm really keeping an eye on that's moved up 7 positions in this race has been Josh Quillette in the number 11 car. He is currently in the 11th position, ironically, as well. The driver of the number 11 position, Josh Quillette. And this man flying through the field currently right now in the top 10. What a run he got, passing 8 cars in the early start, or 7 cars in the early start, Jordan. That's getting it around here.
Yeah, Thing you sent me, it doesn't say that, but if he did pass 8 cars, that's very impressive in the first half. At the beginning.
Yeah, if you look at the scoring monitor, you'll see where there is negatives and positives, and we were seeing a +7 on Josh Quillett. He's currently in the 18th position in the car number 11. So everybody work with us. Jordan Studebaker, this is only his second iRacing broadcast. He's new to the broadcast chair, so he's kind of new to the logistics and the way that we do the things here on LSR TV. But again, yes, 7 positions on Quillett, and one driver that is falling back is Nick Haynes. And of course also Mike Tracy that has gone behind the wall. And there's the Old Glory car, number 12, that is already out as well, and that's disappointing. Jordan Bernlower is out of the race in the car number 12 as we still pick up this battle here as we're working now 3.5 minutes into this race. This is the finale. There's the number 17 car. He's in third. That's James French. But again, as we said, there is a race within a race. There's the overall race on the track that you're seeing right now in this 20-minute battle, but there's also a manufacturer's championship that's up for grabs. And bottom line, Jordan Studebaker, you've got obviously Team Yellow, the T8 prototype Corvettes leading the way, and they are the ones that are currently out front 1 through 6 right now.
Yeah, the Corvettes are indeed keeping it out front, and let's see if the Cadillacs can prove themselves worthy of making some progress further up in the chain.
And Russ Ludenberg is off course now in the other Corvette. Russ Ludenberg, as we were mentioning, is Russ Ludenberg in the 129, currently in 21st, but he is off the race course. Other drivers include Hull, Fine, and Henriksen, all also out of the race too, as this race continues with Garrett Maines leading the way. Maines, Burns, French, Williams, and Leonard in the early going. We're coming up on 5 minutes in this 20-minute battle here. The championship of the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Series presented by ETE Reman. We'll be back with a word after our sponsor on LSR TV, the home of sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Minutes on the clock here of 20 minutes in this race. Garrett Maines is still leading, not only in the race for the finale of the season in the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Series Championship, but also for the manufacturer's title. It's still Team Corvette leading the way. Top 5, Maines, Burns, French, Williams, and Leonard as it stands. And finally, you catch up to the 6th place position, and that is the driver of Mark Miller. Mark Miller is leading the way currently in Team Cadillac in the TA2 prototypes, but he is 6th on the racetrack overall in the number 10 of Mark Miller, as you see him now working his way around the road course around Mid-Ohio, ever so closely reeling him in for that position, though, Jordan, is Lawrence Loshak in the 5 car.
Yeah, will Loshak be able to catch up to Mark Miller and possibly even make his way up into the top 5? in the next 13 minutes left of the race.
And you got to remember too, Jordan, that's the battle for the Cadillacs, for the championship in the Cadillacs race here today. You have Miller and Loshak in this race here at Mid-Ohio. You have a battle between the Corvettes, you have a battle between the Cadillacs, and then you have the overall race happening as well. So actually, kind of be honest with you, there's 3 races that are up for grabs. There's the overall race, and then there's the battle of who will prevail in Team Cadillac and Team Corvette, as we're coming up on about 20 seconds from 2 and 20, 2 minutes 20 seconds away from halfway in our 10-minute time limit of 20 minutes for the race. And again, 20 minutes is all they get right now. Checking the lap counter, they have only made a total of 5 laps in this race so far. So 5 laps. Garrett Maines is still the man that's leading the way here in the finale of the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Series from the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. And yes, Jordan, this is a real road course. I have personally been to this racetrack before, working a NASCAR truck race a couple of years ago. So this is a real road course, and they put on some awesome racing. Also, the IndyCar series, the PPG IndyCar series, have also raced here at Mid-Ohio before. There has been SCCA road racing here. There's been the NASCAR trucks here. So again, this is a real road course in the Buckeye State of Ohio. And again, you're checking it out virtual style here on LSRTV. What do you think of it?
I think it's a very nice location. There's trees in the background, and very well plotted out, I guess.
And I'm understanding that the overall champion of the series for the Racers Racing iRacing title presented by ETE Reman is Mark Miller. Mark Miller is the overall champion of the series for the year. He is now just basically racing. That's one of the cool things, Jordan, is you've already locked up the big thing, the championship here. Now all you got to do is just go out and race and have fun and try to win that. And he's leading currently again in Team Cadillacs.
Yeah,
and he's only the Cadillac champion is what I've been told. He's only the Cadillac champion. So, again, this is the finale of the season, so I'm sure we'll probably round out all the points and finales and all that good stuff here, as we are less than 15 seconds away from getting ready for halfway here in the time limit. 20 minutes is the distance here. They are coming up on 10 minutes now. And, Jordan, what is your thoughts of the first half of the race? And so far, it's been all Garrett Maines in 32.
I think that Garrett Maines is doing very well at maintaining his first position, and Burns staying second as they're coming up half of lap 7.
Yeah, by the way, I think I said 32. He's actually in the 23. The 32 is Jacob Williams. Quickly looked at the monitor there. So let's give you a rundown real quickly of the top 10 as it stands. Team Corvette, the top 5. Garrett Maines at 23 leads the way. There he is, as we're halfway through this 20-minute race. We're halfway, 10 minutes down, and under 10 minutes to go. The second position is Theodore Burns in the 81 car. There you see him right there, that beautiful-looking Corvette, the top 5 R-Team Corvette, as Garrett Maines is leading the battle in the manufacturer's race for them today, plus leading P1. James French is in third in the number 17 entry, as you see him now wiggling his way off the corner in that blue entry off the corner there. There he is in the 17. Nice looking machine. And then you have in fourth Donnie Leonard in the number 26. Donnie Leonard in car number 26, and there you see him right there coming off the corner. Another beautiful looking machine. Then in the 5th position, it's Jacob Williams in the ETE remanufacturing entry. Chevrolet Corvette, those are your top 5. They're all Corvettes battling here at the Mid-Ohio just after halfway. Then you have Team Cadillac. The Cadillac overall champion, the manufacturers of locking it up last week, is still leading the way here. That is the number 10 of Mark A. Miller. And Mark A. Miller is leading right now in the 6th position on track, but he is the current man at the top in Team Cadillac. And you go from the 6th position all the way down to 15th for this battle here in the team Cadillac positions. So then you have Loshak right there behind him. That's the number 5 car. You see him right there. He's right there in a cat's whisker, the Pennzoil Platinum number 5. Then you have Derek Kulash in the 13. There's Kulash's entry right there. Beautiful looking car. Eagleton is currently 9th in car number 18, the iRacing Huicksfield entry Cadillac. Then you have also Nick Heems in the 19. They're his car coming off the corner in 10th on the track. And that is currently as it stands right now. So there's your top 10 cars. And I'll tell you what, let's watch this here for a few moments, Jordan, because you have Heems. He's got a killer hornet's nest behind him, and the likes of Peters, Prostel Jr., and Frank reeling him in on his crosshairs as he negotiates through this road course.
Yeah, keeping his position is something that he must try to do, indeed.
Trying to go to the inside, trying to go to the outside. He's weaving, bobbing off the corner to find the move there. You're right on board with that driver we were just mentioning of Nick Heems in the 19. He's currently in the 10th position as they roar their way under the tower tunnel there off the corner and make their way to the straightaway up the hill, coming back around to the stripe. And by the way, they've only put 9 laps officially on the board. 10 laps now are complete as that battle with the 95 car. Michael Peters and James Prostel all continuing here as we're coming up on the final 7 minutes in this race. It is the championship, the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Championship, the finale at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course here. Garrett Maines leads the way. Garrett Maines looking to be the winner here at Mid-Ohio. One more quick commercial from ETE Reman, and Jordan and I will take you to the finish on LSRTV, your home of sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Coming up on over 5 minutes remaining here in this race. The championship in the Racers Racing iRacing presented by ETE Reman. Jordan Studebaker, Wesley Outland for the call. Again, Will Duvall and Cody Wooten doing a phenomenal job on the production side. LSRTV along for the ride here as again the prototypes of the TA2, the Cadillacs, are still faulting behind the TA1 Corvettes, and black and yellow or blue and yellow, we're seeing them here making their way around the road course. And I'll tell you what, Jordan, it's been all the driver in the 32 car, Garrett Maines, here as we're coming to the end of the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, Garrett Maines has very successfully maintained his first position along with all the other 5 Corvettes, maintaining first through third, 5th.
And we are watching this battle here as they make their way around the corner. I want to say that's the battle of the 23 car. Garrett Maines, there's the 5, there's Lawrence Loshak. He's trying to still get around Mark Miller for that spot to try to take the Cadillac P1 position. Remember, it's a race within a race within a race. You have the overall race on the racetrack with Garrett Maines again in Team Corvette, the Team Corvette race, and then there's the championship race again between in the manufacturers division as Miller gets loose. Hold on, he almost went off road course. He saves it. What a save there for the driver of Lawrence Loshak. And honestly, Jordan, that was pretty much the only closest excitement we had of the day.
Closest excitement indeed. Everybody's racing very efficiently and safe.
And Loshak has now lost the momentum he had on Miller. So there you see the 23 car, Garrett Maines. Maines is the man leading the way, but ever so closely is Theodore Burns, and that's Burns. There's the battle for the lead for Team Corvette as they work their way into the corner. This is for P1. This is getting good, Jordan, as they come into the corner. 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes remaining of the season and of this race here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. And what better way to close it down to the wire, Jordan, between Maines and Burns and Team Corvette off the corners. Watching them continue, and lap traffic is in the midst of these drivers. As he literally, I thought he was going to hit the back end of that car the way he slammed on the brakes so fast. But Jordan, oh, I think he's getting sideways. He's spinning. Oh, no. Problems for the 81 car, Theodore Burns. He literally just got snake bit in the final 3 minutes and gave it away to Garrett Maines in 23.
That's a shame. Theodore Burns is now maintaining back on course.
He will continue on course in the 3rd position. James French will now move to P2 in the 17. And now, honestly, you have the 81 right there in the cat's whisker as he literally just tries to close in, moving by more lap cars to catch up to the driver of the number 17 of James French. They're still in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd positions, but it might have just given and sealed the deal Garrett Maines this race, Jordan, because I think, honestly, with that incident, French, Burns, and company all had to check up, and they lost ground to the leader in the 23 car. There he is.
Yep, Garrett Maines definitely took 1st position. Sadly, Burns is down to 3rd. Could have been worse.
The final 1 minute and 15 seconds of this race. Coming up on the final minute of the season here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course for the Racers Racing iRacing Championship Road Course Series, presented by ETE Reman, and also the season. As they work their way into the corner, it's Garrett Maines still out in front. He has now got clean air in front of him as he has now set sail through the lap traffic. Under a minute to go. 50 seconds on the season, and Jordan, it looks like it's Team Corvette, Team Chevrolet, Garrett Maines all the way in that 3023 car.
Indeed, he definitely has it with a minute left to go and 15 laps.
No one can catch the driver in the number 23 as we see now this battle heated for 2nd between Team Corvette of James French and Theodore Burns, but they've lost ground to Maines in the 23 car. Final 20 seconds of the season continue around the road course here. It looks like they're going to complete a total of almost 14 laps, if that, maybe 15 for the entire race duration. But Garrett Maines is going to be the overall winner in 9 seconds here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course. Winner here at Mid-Ohio, and for Team Corvette, and for Team Cadillac, the champion of Team Cadillac in the manufacturer battle, Mark Miller, finishing overall in the 6th position. And ironically, he crosses the start-finish line right at the 20-minute time limit. The finish is set, the checker flag is out. Garrett Maines again is your winner. Theodore Burns will finish 2nd after getting around French. He's the one that slipped battling with Maines for the final laps, giving it away. And then it's going to be Mark Miller in the number 10 car. Mark Miller, again, the overall Cadillac remanufacturer champion. And understanding that they're still racing, so this race is not over yet. I was thinking that it was 20 minutes, but I think they're going a little bit into overtime. Thank you, Cody. So I'm understanding that the leader crossed the line, and I kind of threw that out there, Jordan, that it was kind of ironic that he was coming to the stripe when the leader was crossing the line, and because he did do so, they give them an extra lap. So now the checker flag is officially waving over the field, and now this race is officially concluded. But to be honest with you, Jordan, even if they win another lap, there's no change in the finishing position. It's all Garrett Maines in Team Corvette overall, and for Team Chevrolet Corvette, and for Team Cadillac, Mark Miller overall in the 6th position. So Mark Miller has finished in the 5th position. 5th position when it's all said and done. So a pretty interesting road course race here at Mid-Ohio. Jordan, what'd you think of it? Team Corvette all the way. I know you like those Corvette cars.
Yeah, I knew I had a bias for them, but they've definitely shown their worth here.
So the race is officially in the books, and again, 20 minutes. They went an extra lap because the leader did cross the line before the minute of the 20-minute break, and a total of almost 16 laps they raced here in this event as the rest of the field comes across the line now to the checkered flag, including Maines Burns, the overall winner. Maines, and again, Mark Miller finishing in the 5th position. It's Team Corvette for Maines Burns, French Williams. Then it's Miller, long down with Loshak, Kulach, Eagleton, Hemes, Heems, Peters, Prostel Jr., Frank Donovan, Evans, Driver, and Quillette as it stands there in Team Cadillac. But again, it's all celebrations for Garrett Maines. It's Jordan Studebaker. He's burning down the house in those Corvette tires.
What they're made to do.
An awesome performance here. The final race of the season in the Racers Racing iRacing Road Course Series presented by ETE Reman. We will grab Reman, the top 3, and we will have the ETE Reman post-race show in just a moment. Garrett Maines, the top dog in Team Corvette, and overall here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course as he celebrates a big victory here in that 23 Corvette. More on LSR TV in a moment. We are officially the home of sim racing. championships and races in the books for the Racers Racing Racing finale at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course in the Buckeye State. Jordan Studebaker, Wesley Outland back here on LSRTV. Again, awesome production work again by, of course, Cody Wooten and Mike Will Duval there. So we're getting ready to grab the top two in each of Team Cadillac and Team Corvette. Jordan, your first experience though with these road courses, Corvettes, Cadillacs. What did you think of them here on LSR TV's broadcast? But
it was definitely entertaining, I will say the least.
very, very excited, and we're quickly going to go to Victory Lane and get things underway here and talk to our drivers. And by the way, post-race is presented by Clan Wars Servers, and also ETE Remanufacturing. But joining us in Victory Lane, the overall winner, and also the overall winner for the manufacturers battle for Team Corvettes, Garrett Maines in 23. Garrett, your car was on a rail here today in Mid-Ohio Valley.
Yeah, definitely happy with the way the race shaked out there. Just honestly, it became hit your marks, and I didn't have to win tonight to get the championship, so it was just kind of a lot to lose, not much to gain, just trying to hit my marks and stay consistent there.
A really strong run for you. Things just went flawlessly, it seemed like today. Can you talk about how the season's been with you on this Racers Racing My Racing program? And one of the things that I found out for certain as well is that you guys try to mimic your race cars on virtual iRacing on this series, kind of close to what you do race on the road courses in reality.
My understanding, they pick these cars specifically, for the way they compared to the real ones in the Trans Am series. It's been a lot of fun, getting to drive this car. I actually just bought it at the beginning of this season, but I had a lot to learn. Like, I just started setting these things up, I had to really learn to drive them. And as the season went on, I think all of us kind of learned together how to get around these tracks, and, on the sim, just the way you have to drive to stay consistent with them. But it was a blast, up and down for sure, but definitely put the cherry on top there at the end.
A fun time for sure, definitely. Congratulations on overall winner here in Mid-Ohio Valley, and also for Team Corvette. So enjoy this victory, and we'll catch up with you during the next season when we fire back up again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The driver of the Team Corvette and the overall winner, it's also done a total of 16 laps in that 20-minute and extra lap race, is Garrett Maines in car number 23. We're going to talk to the second place finisher for Team Corvette, second across the line. Theodore Burns, got to holler at you, bud. I'll tell you what, TB, what a race, what a comeback. And honestly, you were the highlight of the event. I know there was one time we saw Mark Miller getting punched in by some lap traffic and about spun out the car with Load Shack battling. But so honestly, the race that you guys did, you spun yourself trying to run down Maines. What happened when you lost control of car number 81 and then rallying to get back around French to finish in second?
Yeah, it was a tough race for sure. I had to push really hard trying to make Garrett make a mistake, and like Garrett was saying, you just had to keep hitting our marks. And going into turn one there, I didn't quite hit my marks, and I rode the left side tires up onto the curb there. And as soon as I came off the curb on corner exit, the car was sideways already, and so it was a struggle to try and keep it under control and end up looping it around. But I just knew if I could keep my head down, run the consistent laps, I figured I could at least catch up to James, and got pretty lucky there with some of the lap traffic, and was able to squeeze my way past.
And now the whole time when that happened, you literally stayed right there within the cat's whisker of the leader, Garrett Maines. Even though he pulled away, you literally still ran him back down, but you quickly got around James French in 17 and got that spot back for second. If you could have got that lap back, do you think you could have got by Maines?
I don't know. Garrett is he's an amazing racer, and he's extremely difficult to get past. I would have liked to have had a couple more laps to try and give it a go to get past him, and maybe the traffic could have played in my favor. But he ran a great race, so hats off to him.
When it's all said and done, the driver, Theodore Burns, TB, will settle for the number 2 spot for Team Chevrolet Corvette in the 81 here at the Mid-Ohio Valley Sports Course. Now we're going to talk to our top two finishers of Team Cadillac. They'll also finish this race in respectively 5th and 6th overall. The driver of the number 10, Mark A. Miller. He also won the championship last week on the Racers Race and iRacing Road Course Series. And you win for Team Cadillac to wrap up this weekend, or this event in the Buckeye State. Mark Miller, what's your thoughts of the season, running with the series, and your thoughts of running at Mid-Ohio Valley and cracking the top 5 when the checker flag fell?
Well, it's obviously finishing, first Cadillac. We're no match for the Corvette. It's a proper GT1 car. It's got a lot more power, a lot more downforce, a lot more tire, a lot more everything. So, we know going in that we're like the TA2 class in Trans Am versus the TA1. But it doesn't mean that we can't put on a great show, and that's why you see so many cars in the caddy. In the caddy class, we usually triple or quadruple the numbers, and it's a good car to race. It's really competitive. I was pretty happy to win this one. I'm happy to win all of the ones I've won, but this one was really tough, and Lawrence was really breathing down my neck. I thought I had something for him. Like I never felt like I was going to be pressured in this race, which is different than every other race, and this is the one I was pressured the most in. And it just comes down to, setting that car up for one blistering lap and then running on a six or 7 lap run versus a 12 to 15 lap run. And those last 5 or 6 laps were a handful with the car. I set it up a little too free. And Lawrence did a great job with his homework on getting the race setup done and was able to track me down, or at least be in the hunt for me to make a mistake. And I made a few bobbles here and there, but he made less than I did. But I think he got held up in traffic, and it gave me a little bit of breathing room. And nice to get 6 wins in a row here to win the championship. And I think I ended up clinching the overall championship, which is really, unexpected and very cool, considering I missed the first race, but just a great reward for almost a perfect season.
Now, you're saying you clinched the overall championship for also the overall championship, right? Not just for Team Cadillac or Team Corvette, but the overall points battle, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah, correct. I had a 5-point advantage coming in over Garrett Maines, and I had to win if he won. So the last race he won and I won, and it's been kind of neck and neck for 3 races in a row. And it's pretty cool to go in here and give Team Caddy like an overall win too for consistency, even though it's a slower class.
I think it's pretty cool that Team Cadillac beat Team Corvette in the overall points for the championship.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. So, I think it comes down to consistency. Every race we entered, we were able to pull out a win, and even missing a race, that those first place points really add up. Getting 25 points. I'm not sure if there's a qualifying bonus or not, but we've been able to pull down our fair share of pole positions as well. So really happy for to take home both titles. Big thanks to Lawrence for putting this ET Reman program together for RRI. These cars are a blast to race. Love to have so many racers in the race, and this was our first full season in iRacing. Normally, I'm racing real cars, and this was a great experience. And a lot of my sponsors came along with me. Procure It Network came on as a primary sponsor of the iRacing car, as well as my normal sponsors with Saab America, Simcraft, Racing Simulators, and we even put Paget Brakes and Howe Racing and all the Trans Am sponsors that we had last year on the car, which was great. And it's not a prefix Hemi in the car that won the Trans Am Championship last year, but I'm going to go ahead and say the prefix built this Rockstar Caddy engine.
Sure.
It was ultra reliable all year.
I heard that, buddy. Well, listen, congratulations on the Racers Racing iRacing Championship for the road courses. Good job for Team Cadillac and the overall championship. And thank you for joining us in the broadcast booth and letting LSR TV broadcast your finale tonight.
Thank you. Big thanks to Lawrence again for great racing all season.
And by the way, speaking of Lawrence Loshak, we've caught up with him right now, the driver of the number 5 entry. Loshak right there in the hunt of things. He'll finish the overall race in 6th. Second here for Team Cadillac at Mid-Ohio. And Loshak, man, you were right there in the hunt of things. You were literally closing in, and you gave us a scare at one point because you know about win off-road course.
Yeah, it was a hell of a race. I mean, Mark's been incredibly hard to beat, obviously, all season. You know, he's really fast in real life and in iRacing, so imagine that. It was really cool to have a challenge like that. I mean, just so impressed with the group of guys that came together. I mean, you know, we've had race after race, great racing, great streams. It was really cool. We hope to add some more names to the field, but already we got, you know, Trans Am champions of, you know, TA1, TA2, you know, got LMP drivers like James French and, you know, Mark in here, and then Jason Frank, who's a solo champion. I mean, we got a lot of real drivers, circle track and road racing, and that's exactly what Racers Racing iRacing was all about. You know, during these times, you know, we're all at home and can't race, and we're blessed to have these awesome rigs and to get a good group of guys together that not only can race clean, but, you know, that can race nice and tight and, you know, lap after lap. So super impressive. It was a lot of fun. I think we put on a good show for all our virtual sponsors. I know ETE's happy. You know, congratulations to Mark. I mean, really, just like he said it. I mean, that consistency is why he won both championships. You know, even though we'll lose to the Cadillacs on the track, we still get the same points, and nobody won 6 straight. So pretty awesome, incredible achievement. But man, it was a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, bud. Thank you for joining us here. As it's all said and done, Garrett Maines is the overall champion here tonight for the race. Checkered flag crossing the line first, but he also is the Team Corvette winner. But when it's all said and done, the overall national champion of Racers Racing iRacing here for the road course circuit on LSR TV goes to the 5th place finisher in the overall champion. 6 wins in total, and the champion of Team Cadillac, number 10 of Mark Miller. They'll celebrate big, and hopefully they'll reset and hopefully get back to the real tracks very, very soon, because they are real Racers Racing iRacing. Jordan Studebaker, your thoughts, buddy, before we get out of here. A great broadcast of the Racers Racing iRacing finale from Mid-Ohio on LSR TV.
Everybody put on an excellent show. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm sure a lot of other people did as well.
It was a fun time for sure. Pleasure working with you, another young up-and-coming broadcaster in the world of iRacing, just simply getting his 2nd time in the broadcast booth, and honestly, virtual style was even better than yesterday. For Will Duvall, for Cody Wooten, and all of the great staff at LSR TV, for Jordan Studebaker, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to the racer, Garrett Maines, champion for Team Corvette, and the overall national champion, number 5th in the race, Mark Miller, in car number 10, champion overall for Team Cadillac. When it's all said and done, to wrap up Racers Racing iRacing. Thank you for joining us on the Clan War Servers post-race wrap-up, and thank you again to ETE Reman for being a big sponsor. God bless America, and as always, keep praying for our country.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSRTV.